I think it's interesting that there's this perception of disrespect towards public employees. I find it fascinating. I really do. And here's why. You see, I come out and say what I believe needs to be a policy for the state, whether it's education reform, whether it's spending reform, whether it's tax reform, whether it's litigation reform, any of those issues. I come out and say what I believe. It's my job as governor. I'm obligated to do that. I will tell you, though, at times, that I feel like the disrespect in this relationship has been disproportionate. See, when a public employee union in this state between January of 2010 and mid-year of 2013, put aside the political campaigns, spends tens of millions of dollars in ads that says things like, Christie, he loves millionaires, he hates children. Now listen, no matter what any of you may think of me politically in this room, I do not believe that there is a person of goodwill in this room who believes that I hate children. Not one. But it is an interesting moment in a public servant's life when you're driving down the New Jersey Turnpike and your children see a billboard that says that their father hates children. Now, of all the things that I've said over time about leaders of our public employee unions, I've never said they hate their children. I've never said they hate their family. I don't think I've ever said they hate anybody. That's a big thing to say, everybody. And so I'm willing to take responsibility for some of the things that I say, and I know that at times I may go a little overboard. Get a little enthusiastic. I plead guilty to doing that. And there have been times I have apologized for doing that. I don't know whether the applause was for the admission, but you know, when you're a guy behind at a podium, any applause is good applause. So I want us to understand each other. Every action has a reaction. That's physics. Every action has a reaction. And so if we're going to judge those issues, and I'm happy to discuss them, but if we're going to judge them, let's make sure we judge them in a way where they're judged in their totality. Because I don't know if I love millionaires or not. Some of them I love, some of them I don't. I'd love to be one day. And I think everybody would love to have material success in this society. And I think that's part of what this organization strives to do, is to provide opportunity for success for every person in our society as they define that success, whether it's material success, spiritual success, professional success, personal success. But just that everybody has an equal opportunity to pursue how they define their own success. I will tell you that with the 3 years that I have left as governor, there's no more of that left for me to play. It's time to put touchdowns in the end zone. We've done a lot of them over the course of the last 5 years, and there's more for us to do. But in the end, I never am running for office in New Jersey again. And so the real question is, my legacy will not be defined by another election victory or loss. It'll be defined by what I accomplish with the time I have left in public service. Because believe me, by the way, when I say I'm never running for public office in New Jersey again, I mean I'm never running for public office in New Jersey again. The only job left for me to run for is United States Senate. And let me just say this. I would rather die than be in the United States Senate, okay? I would be bored to death. Could you imagine me banging around that chamber with 99 other people, asking for a motion on an amendment in a subcommittee? Forget it. It would be over, everybody. You'd watch me just walk out and walk right into the Potomac River and drown. That would be it. So I mean it when I say I'm not running for another office in the state again. So what we do with the next 3 years will help to define my legacy and the foundation that whoever the next governor is will build on. And what that means for our families will help to be determined by us. So I came here today because I felt the sincerity of Richard's invitation. It was not some letter that I got in the mail with the thousands of other invitations I got, which was a kind of a pro forma invitation where people say, well, why don't you come, but we really hope you don't. You know, like, I don't, you know, because I told Richard this when he invited me. I said, I'm coming. I said, I'm like the bad relative that you invite for the holidays, right? We all have this person, right? The bad relative that you don't want there, right? But you invite them out of obligation. You know what happens, right? That one always comes, arrives first, leaves last. So I told him that day, be careful, man, because if you don't mean this, I'm coming. I felt the sincerity of his invitation. And I told him I was coming because I felt that sincerity. So let's use this as a foundation for the next 3 years. Let's use the successes that we've had over the last number of months as a foundation for future successes that we can claim jointly and also feel good about. Not grudging compromises, but accommodations to each other's points of view that make us feel good about the fact that at least in New Jersey, unlike Washington, D.C., compromise is not a dirty word. Accommodation is not a dirty word. Working together is not a dirty phrase, but that we're working together across racial lines, ethnic lines, religious lines, political lines to actually get things done for the people that we're fortunate enough to serve and to live with. So thanks for giving me time to talk to all of you today. I appreciate it very much, and I look forward to working with the leadership of your group and any of the folks individually in this audience who believe that our collective goodwill can together overcome the problems that face our state. Thank you all very much.